All right, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. If you're talking, please stop. Can you hear me? Okay. Good. Welcome, everyone, to the April 2026 Cheverly Town Meeting. I'm Mayor Micah Watson. It's a pleasure to see all of you here. We have with us this evening Town Attorney Todd Pounds. We have the Public Works Director. We have the Deputy Chief of Police. We have the Deputy Public Works Director, the Town Clerk. I believe Town Administrator Delane Galloway will be joining us shortly. And we have online Town Attorney Jason DeLoach and the Chief of Police David Morris. I will now call the roll for the elected council members. Ward 1.
Present.
Ward 2.
Present.
Ward 3.
Present.
Ward 4.
Present.
Ward 5. He is going to join us a few minutes late, I believe. Ward 6. All right, seeing 6 of the 7 elected officials for the town of Cheverly present, a quorum is present to conduct business, and the first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, you have the agenda in front of you. There are 19 items. Item 20 is adjournment. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, is Vice Mayor.
I need to confirm this with the town administrator, but I am not sure about item number 12.
That is correct, Mayor and Council. If you can remove item number 12.
Council, any other adjustments to the agenda?
Also, is there a way that we can move number 7 up?
Yes, do you have a preferred location?
Yes, 4A, please.
7 would become 4A, swearing in. Okay, any other adjustments sought to the agenda?
Yes, and if we can move number 16 to 6A.
All right, the police department report would become 6A after committee reports. Okay.
That was my point, was to move 7.
Okay. Mayor,
Yes.
do we need to add to the agenda for Mr. Pounds?
No, I'll just recognize him. All right, hearing no further changes, is there a motion to approve the agenda as adjusted?
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
It's been motioned by the Vice Mayor and seconded by Councilmember Tanzi. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. The agenda is approved. Item 4 is the consent agenda, Council. It consists of 2 items, the town meeting minutes for March 12 and the meeting minutes for the work session of March 26. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been motioned by Councilmember Fry and seconded by Vice Mayor Briner. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 5-0. All right, at this time, I'm going to recognize Town Attorney Todd Pounds.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, good evening. My name is Todd Pounds, and as you know, Mr. Mayor, members of council, good evening. As you know, my name is Todd Pounds, and along with Jason DeLoach, I'm the town attorney for the town of Cheverly. Basically, I wanted to inform council, immediately prior to this meeting that with regard to the land matter that is going to be discussed, the majority of any issues with regard to that land matter have been resolved. Okay, so what the next question is going to have to be raised for a future meeting and a future decision by council and also public input is there was a request that various use questions and also a plan for future use be addressed by the council. So basically where we are right now is the issue with regard to the land matter has substantially been resolved, but the question with regard to the actual use of the land is something that's going to be addressed in the future with the public and also council. So I wanted to make sure indeed this just happened prior to this meeting, and so I wanted to make sure the council was aware of that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Anything further, Mr. Town Administrator?
No, sir, nothing at this time.
All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Pounds. We will proceed to item 5, resident input. Oh, we're moving to 4A, the swearing in. Thank you. And this is for Officer Jones and Officer Whitehouse. Where would you like to do that in this room? Right here? Smart. Hello. Oh. Glad you put wheels on that. So, all right, can everyone hear me? All right. I'm guessing you're Christy and not Tom. Yes. All right. All right, so what, exactly. Stand here and then face them, okay? And you're gonna talk into that. We'll both talk into this, okay? Are you ready to take the oath of office as a police officer for the town of Cheverly?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I,
I,
state your name,
Christy Whitehouse,
do solemnly swear or affirm that
do solemnly swear or affirm that
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will be faithful and bear allegiance to the state of Maryland and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
I will be faithful and bear allegiance to the state of Maryland and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully execute the office of police officer for the town of Cheverly, Prince George's County, Maryland,
the office of police officer for the town of Cheverly, Prince George's County, Maryland,
without partiality or prejudice, according to the Constitution and laws of this state
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
and the charter of the town of Cheverly.
and the charter of the town of Cheverly.
Congratulations, Officer Whitehouse.
Thank you, sir.
Officer Jones, are you ready to take the oath of office?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Repeat after me. I,
I,
state your name,
Thomas Jones,
do solemnly swear or affirm that
do solemnly swear and affirm that
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will be faithful and bear allegiance to the state of Maryland
I will be faithful and bear the allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
and support the Constitution and laws thereof.
I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully
diligently and faithfully
execute the office of police officer
execute the office of police officer
for the town of Cheverly, Prince George's County, Maryland,
for the town of Cheverly, Prince George's County, Maryland,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
according to the Constitution and laws of the state
and the charter of the town of Cheverly.
and the charter and town of Cheverly.
Congratulations, Officer Jones.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You sign and date. Chief, would you like to say a few words to your new officers in the town?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to congratulate Officer Jones and Officer Whitehouse. They both went through extensive training. Officer Jones comes to us from the Metropolitan Police Department. He served an entire career over there, was recognized as one of the finest detectives that the Metropolitan Police Department had in their ranks, and now is serving the town of Cheverly. And of course, Officer Whitehouse just spent the better half of her adult life going through the police academy for Prince George's County, and overcame significant obstacles, to include having her appendix removed almost in week 1 or week 2, and going straight back to work and never skipped a beat. So my hat's off to both of them, and I couldn't be prouder of both of them and the work that I know they will do, and more importantly, the work that the Cheverly Police Department will continue to do on behalf of the town. I just want to thank the Deputy Chief and Lieutenant Gleason for representing there this evening. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mr. Mayor and Council.
All right. Congratulations again, and thank you all. We are now at the point of the meeting for resident input. This is an opportunity for members of the public to speak on any issue that's not underlined on the agenda. We have 6 items on the agenda tonight, which could have public input on their own items. So if there's any other object, I would like to recognize Mr. Horkler first, if that's possible, and then we'll have folks approach the podium, and there may be a few online as well. Mr. Horkler, your name, ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead and start over.
So my name is Gabe Horkler, and we've lived at 2905 64th Avenue for 38 years. Just before this meeting, Mr. Galloway and Mr. Pounds told me that the town is now ready to move forward for buying this land, these 2 lots from me. And that was wonderful news, and I'm very grateful to them and for the council for having arrived at that decision. And I'm very, very grateful to all the supporters who have come here today to show their support. It shows how committed the folks of Cheverly are to maintaining our green spaces. So thank you all for coming. Acquiring these 2 lots was not easy. Going through a tax sale is a cumbersome process, especially for a non-lawyer, but it was well worth doing. So I'm so happy that I was able to do it. What we need to do now is make sure that these lots remain in green spaces in perpetuity. So that will require some further discussions. But if you have not visited these 2 lots, I encourage you to do so because they're really exceptional pieces of property. For several years now, we've actually been clearing up these lots. We've had the Cheverly Soccer Club, we've had teenagers, we had Julian Velasquez helping me haul big chunks of concrete out of there. We've removed a lot of fencing, huge amount of debris. The Defensora de la Cuenca has planted a lot of trees there. We just put in lots of native grasses and flowers. They should be blossoming pretty soon. So if you walk down the trail from Ken's Corner to Magruder Spring, Joni has now put up signs indicating where those 2 lots are. So please do visit them. Also, just a few weeks ago, I received a letter from Edward Stretch, who owns the 2 lots next to mine, and he's interested in selling his lots. So I think the town should pursue that. So I know people came here ready to speak, so they're certainly welcome to make statements, but I think we've achieved basically what we want. We will have to have further discussions, but we are very grateful for having arrived at this point. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir, and we appreciate you continuing to work with us. Folks, we're going to do less applauding tonight and more talking. So the more applauding we do, the less time we will have to actually hear from folks. So let us try to keep the applause to a minimum. Mrs. Lang, I believe you were gracious enough to cede your first spot, so you have the second spot. Your name and your ward. You have 3 minutes.
Any time for something that worthwhile. I'm Joyce Lang. I'm in Ward 6. Most of you who are here, can you hear me? How's that? Okay. So many of you know me. I represent the Cheverly Women's Club, and we are currently improving our style. We're more than 100 years old. We are very mature and wise. And so we're trying to pass that along to the rest of you. Some of the stuff that we have is on the table, and you're welcome to take whatever has more than one copy. We do an article in the newsletter every month, and we also prepare the showcase at the community center. We are trying desperately to increase the participation of residents in town for peace. We plant the seeds, we give the ideas, you take them and run with them. You're welcome to visit, to call, to email. The information is in the newsletter, it's in the showcase, and we would love to talk to you and have you take the seeds, plant them deeper, and reap them, sow them and reap them, and have Cheverly have a name for itself as peacemakers in the state. Thank you. I have some Be Kind pins, and they're over here that you're welcome to take.
Thank you, ma'am, for that. Are there other, I don't have the ability to see folks online. Is there anyone online that has their hand up and would like to speak? Oh, yes. All right, seeing no one online right now, is there anyone else in the room who would like to approach the podium? Defensores de la Cuenca himself. Your name. Oh, he'll come next. All right, your name. No, that's fine. He's fine. Your name, your ward, and you have 3 minutes.
All right, so my name is Diana Costa, and I actually grew up right across the street from the Horklers, and recently bought a house 3 years ago, and I'm now in Ward 2, still here in Cheverly, so this is home. And I've been asked to read this letter by former Mayor Mike Callahan, but first I want to say really grateful to Mr. Horkler for keeping this green space, and it's very much a special place for me and my family. We still walk there every day. So, dear Mayor and Council, I have remained quiet regarding many issues facing the Cheverly Town Council since I left the council in 2019. However, I feel it is critical for me to speak out in favor of the town purchasing these lots. It is a fact that Gabe performed an amazing public service by purchasing these lots, navigating the labyrinth of the tax sales process for the sole and exclusive purpose of protecting the Magruder Woods area from development. However, it's important that the town council understand Gabe's actions were simply a continuation of the town policy and community action. Gabe's action to purchase these lots was done with a clear understanding that this is a town's policy. I have heard some ask, how can the town council purchase this property? What if another resident asks us to purchase a property? What kind of precedent does this set? Simply put, the answer is these are critical properties of strategic interest to the future of the town. The town should own these properties to ensure they have protection from any future missteps by the county. I implore the council to purchase these properties, which you all have agreed to do already, so that decisions critical to the town that can be made by the town council, not by property owners who may not have the public interest in mind. So that was by Mike Callahan, but again, just want to endorse that these green spaces are kept for and with the community. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing that as both your own views and former Mayor Callahan's views. Sir, your name and ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Abel Olivo. I live at 3013 Parkway. Been a resident of Cheverly for 20-ish, 23 years. Just want to thank the council for agreeing to move forward with the purchase, and thank Gabe and the Friends of Lower Beaver Dam for continuing to do the work and preserving our green spaces. I'm the executive director for a group called Defensores de la Cuenca, which means watershed defenders. We work to engage communities in watershed-related issues. And really just want to thank the partnership that we've been able to connect with the Friends of the Lower Beaver Dam. We have donated over 250 trees, which is approximately $20,000 worth of material and approximately $15,000 worth of labor to supporting the preservation of this green space. We work because we know that it's important. We want to support organizations in towns and communities to preserve green spaces, and we encourage you to seek out partnerships that continue to harness organizations, the resources that are available and continue to support these green spaces for, not only for us, but for our broader communities. Again, I thank you. I thank Gabe. I thank the council for supporting this, and appreciate the time.
Thank you for those comments, sir. I don't see anyone online, so would anyone else, please, go ahead. Name, ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Hello, I'm Ann Caldwell, a lifelong resident of Cheverly. My husband and I have lived on Valley Way for 33 years, and I'd like to add my voice as appreciation for the town supporting the work of the Horklers in holding on to our green space that is so precious and often vanishing. I'm going to add my voice to Joyce and Ski Jones of Crest Avenue. They sent a letter in support. We are sending this letter to express our deepest appreciation and unwavering support for you, Gabe and Joni, in all your tireless fight to improve the quality of life for all the residents of Cheverly by preserving and protecting our remaining green spaces. Our little town is a very urban area, bisected by major highways and in close proximity to industrial zones. So every piece of undeveloped land, no matter how small, is precious. We thank you for taking the initiative to recognize that lots 25 and 26 are available through the tax sale and all that additional work to secure it. He shared the information with the town administrator and town attorney and offered to purchase the lots with an agreement toward future reimbursement, which we understand is underway, and we thank you very much for. We feel strongly that the town must honor this commitment and reimburse you for that land. By acting quickly, Joni and Gabe secured this town property to maintain its green space and ensured a vital tree canopy that dissipates the urban heat island, protects habitat for wildlife, and ensures outdoor recreation for all Cheverly residents. Furthermore, the property is so close to Route 50 that any development would have clear and long-lasting repercussions, including lots of impervious surfaces. The likelihood of extreme flooding increases with that as well. So we thank you, Joni and Gabe, for all that you've done and continue to do to make our town such a vibrant community, and for your tireless volunteer hours. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for those comments. That is helpful. Yes, your name, ward, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Priscilla Soto, and I'm actually reading a letter for Angela Boone, who is unable to attend, and she wrote the letter to Nicole. Dear Nicole, I am writing to express my strong support for Cheverly to purchase 2 lots near the Woodworth Trail that a resident recently acquired via a purchase for unpaid taxes and has generously offered to sell the town for his cost. I had lived in Cheverly for more than 10 years when I was first introduced to the Woodworth Trail by a neighbor. I was astonished to find such a beautiful and tranquil natural space tucked inside our town. Despite its proximity to Route 50, it was quiet, peaceful, and serene. I was awed by the obviously tremendous amount of work invested in creating and maintaining the trail, including the beautiful handmade bridges, artfully arranged stonework, and trees and bushes pruned to enable safe passage through the forest. We encountered several other residents, some walking their dogs and all enjoying the sun shining through the trees and reflecting on the water. Because so many of the trees and bushes are carefully labeled, my first walk through the trail was also a rich learning experience. The Woodworth Trail is a jewel in Cheverly's crown and treasure to all residents. It's another shining example of the heroic and generous volunteer-led efforts that make Cheverly a wonderful place to live. Cheverly's 2021 to 26 strategic plan lists infrastructure as the first of its 4 key priorities. The second term item listed under the infrastructure priority is environmental protection and sustainability. The first goal listed is to identify and acquire land for the expansion of green spaces throughout Cheverly. Who is responsible for implementing this item in Cheverly's strategic plan, and what progress has been made to date? If there is no current plan for the preservation of the town borders, one should certainly be developed. If a public debate is needed, we should have it, and our elected representatives should lead it. We are already looking at big changes to our town's future as a result of the Hospital Hill redevelopment. I am not against progress or development in general. I am against lack of planning or vision, inattention, neglect, and unnecessary bureaucracy. I understand that recent town budgets have included a line for land acquisition that would justify the purchase of some land, if not these specific lots. I'd like to know what other areas have been considered by or offered to the town to acquire. The amount of money proposed is infinitesimal compared to the town's budget, and approximately what I pay every 18 months in property taxes. There is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer to me. Given the recent economic uncertainty.
Time.
Wow. Okay. Okay, are we all good? There's a lot of commotion and talking in the back, and I'm not really understanding. Are we good back there, Officer Blunt? You got it all under control back there? Because there's a lot of, okay, good, thank you. Your name and ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Hello, good evening. My name is Bonnie Castellanos, and I actually grew up in Cheverly, but my husband and I just bought a home right up Woodworth Trail, so on Wayne Place, Ward 4. So growing up here, we did see how much work and effort was put into making Woodworth Trail to what it is today. And I just wanted to continue my support in what everyone has been mentioning before me, because that is such an important green space that we do need. It is dwindling in our area, something that we don't see so much nowadays. And for us, that was one of the main details that we noticed when we bought our home, that there was this green space. We want to build a family here. We want them to see that as well. So for you guys to consider with keeping that same space for people that, you know, also want to build their family up here and build roots here, it's important to also maintain that green space. So with that, I just wanted to say that with that importance in mind, to have those future generations also want to be part of Cheverly, having one of that gem be part of it and continue to be a part of what we have here in the community is important. So thank you.
Thank you for those comments. Not seeing anybody online, please go ahead, your name, ward, and you have 3 minutes.
I don't know my ward, but my name is Sharon Dean, and I worked with Gabe Harkler on the trail for, 15 years, 20 years? I don't know, but it's a beautiful place, and it doesn't need to be, everybody needs to see it. We have done so much work, and it doesn't need to be taken away. And that's all. It's just the greatest place and a nice walk everybody should do. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those comments. Hello.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. My name is Rose Bednar, and I've been a resident of Cheverly for 45 years. I live at 10 Cheverly Circle in Ward 4. I just want to say that I often walk the Woodworth Trail with my dog and my grandchildren. It's become a very special part of my routine. During these visits, I frequently encounter Gabe Horkler, who is consistently out on the trail, working tirelessly to beautify the area and ensure it is safe for everyone in our community. His dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed, and they truly make a difference for families like mine who rely on the space for recreation and connection. I wanted to take a moment to recognize and express my appreciation for Gabe's efforts, his commitment, that helps our neighbors and our neighborhood a better place. I also have a letter that from Kim O'Sullivan that she would like to have read. So, my name is Kim O'Sullivan, and I've been a resident of Cheverly for more than 65 years. I live at 2821 64th Avenue in the 6th Ward. Over that time, I've seen how much this town depends on neighbors looking out for one another and stepping up when it matters. Gabe Horkler is one of those neighbors. Living nearby, I've seen firsthand the kind of person he is, thoughtful, steady, and deeply invested in this community. His decision to step in and purchase lots 25 and 26 near the Woodworth Trail wasn't, again, about personal gain, but about protecting a part of Cheverly that so many of us value. This is something the community has cared deeply about for years. In 2017, Cheverly residents showed up in a big way around the future of this area, making clear how important it is to preserve it. And Gabe's actions have carried that same spirit forward in a very tangible way. He took on financial risk and the long, complicated process of acquiring those lots with the clear understanding that he would transfer them to the town at cost. He has honored that commitment. After given the town's earlier interest in acquiring these properties, along with funds already set aside for that purpose, this seems like a straightforward opportunity to follow through in a way that benefits everyone. After more than 6 decades in this town, I believe Gabe's actions reflect the very best of Cheverly. I hope the town will recognize that and more going forward with purchasing the lots, helping to protect this area for years to come. Thank you for your service and your time. I would also like to thank you all for joining and securing and protecting this beloved green space that filters our air, clean water, and feeds our soil, our soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bednar and Ms. O'Sullivan.
My name is Pat Nelson. I live on Forest Road in Ward 1. I've been a resident of Cheverly. 2. Sorry. Ward 2. I've been a resident of Cheverly for 23 years. And 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, in 2003, I joined the Friends of Lower Beaver Dam. And they built this beautiful trail, cleaning the trash, invasives, building bridges, stairs, and it's this wonderful trail that everyone can enjoy. It was built by volunteers, it's maintained by volunteers, it's enjoyed by everyone. And I have a whole nother spiel here that I'm not going to read at the risk of being totally redundant over everything that everyone else is saying of how much we value this park and how much we value those trails and how grateful we are to the town council and the mayor and all of you for resolving this issue. And we're hoping that this is an assurance that you will continue to safeguard the future of it and maybe acquiring additional lands to guarantee that it will remain a part of nature and the outdoors for all of Cheverly to enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those comments. I don't see anyone online, so we'll keep going in the room. Your name, your ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Alain Wami. I'm a Cheverly resident for over 6 years now. Christopher is my neighbor. My address is 3557 on 57 Avenue. Not gonna be long because what I'm trying to say, they already say all. The trail is just like part of our life. All the summer we have to go there when it's very hot, walk, and we see the daddy walking there and we cheer with him. And we don't want that trail to be gone. We want it to be there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
All right, so hello, everyone. I am your neighbor, Crystal, who lives on Arbor Street. And before that, I lived on Laurel Avenue back when I was a small kid. So I've pretty much been in Cheverly since like 1972.
Crystal, can you turn the microphone on and turn around?
Oh, my God.
No, I mean the other way.
Yes. So
Can you turn around and face the front of the room?
Am I not facing the front of the room?
You are not.
So who do I have to look at?
You stand behind the podium and talk into the microphone.
Yes.
Look at the screen.
Hello. Am I here? Am I here in front of the podium? What's happening? Something down there? Can someone come over here and poke it or fix it?
Right here. Stand right here.
Come and stand right beside me.
All right.
So come and stand right beside me.
There you go.
I have to talk that way.
Yep. Talk this way. Talk into the mic.
All right. Anyway, sorry about you all behind me. But
And you only have 2 minutes left.
I have 2 minutes left. Oh my God.
So
Anyway, I've been in Cheverly since 1972. I've been here a long time. I love this town, but I am here tonight to speak words from Larry Baina, who was our mayor for many years and a wonderful guy. But anyway, I live down there on Arbor Street, been there for about 30 years, but I grew up on Laurel Avenue, so I'm an old Cheverly woman. Anyway, so here's what Larry wanted to say to you all tonight. I'm writing in support of Gabe Horkler in his effort to sell to the town 2 lots which he purchased at a tax sale in September 2028. The lot numbers 2025 and 2026 are 2 of 6 lots that are behind the houses on the south side of 6100 block of Arbor, where I live, by the way. As of this writing, Gabe has paid out of pocket $18,363 to purchase the lots to cover property taxes on them. I am now asking you, sorry, page 2, page 3. I understand there's a 9-year history regarding the 6 lots. In November of 2017, Cheverly residents successfully opposed a developer's plan to build an apartment complex on the 6 environmentally sensitive lots.
Can you finish that paragraph, Crystal? Whatever paragraph you're in.
Oh, sorry. Are you going to cut me off?
They are going to cut you off.
No, don't cut me off.
Well, just
Go ahead and finish that paragraph.
okay.
But
And you can leave the statement with the clerk.
Yeah, they'll enter the whole thing into the record.
I didn't even have a chance to read the whole thing. But ultimately, they are cutting Gabe off because he bought these lands to help the town.
I hope you will. Just that one.
Yes.
Just read that.
I fully do believe what I believe is appropriate to buy the lots for him. Yes. I mean, the Horklers have been a fantastic family for Cheverly.
Yeah, thank you for that.
They have given more than anyone has given to the town.
And I would say to anyone, if you have additional comments, the town clerk would be happy to enter them into the record. Just hand her the written comments.
My name is Patty King, and I live in Ward 1. And I've communicated with Mr. Wade. And I know there are lots of, and I've also given a statement to the Horklers that they can share with you. But there's lots of concern about the fiscal responsibilities of towns and the allocations of budgets. And what I think is that public servants will be remembered by the investment they make in lands and trees and areas that they may never walk on, but that they preserve for their children and their children's children. That's how the best of our public servants will be remembered. This is a simple opportunity for our town council to put themselves in that place, to be among those who rise above the necessary rudiments of governance and fiscal responsibility. Oliver here speaks for all the pets who walk the trails and how important it is for families in this community who have pets to have someplace close by where they can exercise and expose their pets to the life and smells and sights and sounds of a non-urban or suburban environment. So I ask you just to be your better selves. Spend a small amount of our money and reflect our investment in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Sir, your name and ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Kaz McElroy, Ward 3. So I've been a resident of Cheverly for my entire life, 14 years. And I just want to thank you for purchasing the lots because the Scout Troop uses the Beaver Dam Trail for so many activities like search and rescue and the haunted hike. And we also use it a bunch for service hours. I've done plenty of service hours there with Mr. Horkler. So I just want to thank you for buying the lots. Thank you.
Thank you for that. It is great to see our young people engaged in the democratic process. Are there any other public comments? I don't see any online. Your name and ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Dan Smith in Ward 1. And just to be brief, thank you for getting us to this point. And we look forward to discussions about long-term policy and some of the next steps. We have a tremendous history in the community. And just one item, just to remind people who may not be aware of that, Nature Park, the about 10-acre parcel that's over by the hospital, and that park was purchased through program open space money in one of the first uses of that state fund many years ago, before I came to Cheverly 40 years ago. That was foresight where that was going to be developed as apartments. So at about 15 years ago, I think it was, the Wall Street Journal recognized Cheverly for the citizen effort to protect the green space of the Woodworth Trail. It identified it as a gem carved out of sort of a wasteland of area. It was an overgrown thicket of invasives. So we've got a history. Let's just keep building on it. One of the things I'd like to do just to maybe shorten the next step. And Gabe mentioned how we need to have some assurance of how to protect this in perpetuity. And I just think we could go right to the Maryland Environmental Trust as a state agency that specializes and has expertise and models for conservation easements. And instead of starting from scratch, I think it would be really prudent just to go right to them. And if there was more time, Gabe could get a conservation easement on the property and have that in place before selling it to the town. That's going to take 5 months to a year. So maybe instead of doing that, we just take the principles of that and apply it and have the town agree to apply that and just short circuit that process. So I think there's some models to do this so that we can speed up that effort and do it in a way that is consistent with the intent of Gabe and the community. So thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for that. Are there any other public inputs?
Leila Riazi, Ward 1. First, thank you. I know it's difficult to sit up there and see a whole group of us out here, and it takes a certain level of courage, and I'm very happy that this meeting began with a positive announcement. One of the things that I think it's very helpful for everyone to know is that from the Town Council's 2011 adoption of the Cheverly Green Infrastructure Plan through the 2018 Greater Cheverly Sector Plan, up until our latest strategic plan, all set identifying and acquiring land that is environmentally significant land to acquire it and preserve it, these environmentally functional green spaces. The other thing that we talk about, the various ways we love this land, it's important for us to remember the various ways this land protects us. So the trees and vegetation actively reduce air and noise pollution. They intercept polluted runoff from the natural seeps and springs along the hillsides. The severe flooding of Route 50 would be all the more worse if we didn't have the space. The flooding of Amtrak that runs below the Columbia Park Bridge. The idea that our hyperlocal air quality sensor network, we're seeing troubling levels of diesel particulates, a known carcinogen, and the air we breathe and the loss of the vegetated filters and buffers, such as the Woodworth Park and Trail, provide increase our exposure to harmful pollutants. So the reason I bring that up is it's important that this space remain undeveloped, that it remain a natural space, an environmentally functional space. And as Dan referenced, there is simple language. Some of us have worked to prepare that language. We're happy to share it. It is available and for the town attorneys to review. And it can be as simple as the town of Cheverly agrees to conserve the land in perpetuity as a green space of native grasses, trees, shrubs, and other vegetation. It will ensure that no structures are placed on the property other than those such as simple bridges, benches, and a natural surface trail, incidental to its primary purpose as an educational, recreational, and aesthetic area. And in closing, I just want to share, I'm grateful for all who join in securing this beloved green space that filters our air, cleans our water, and feeds our souls. Thank you very much for you there and for everybody who's joined.
Thank you for that. Seeing no one online, is anyone else coming forward to offer resident input on something not on the agenda?
I believe that I've heard the mayor ask for people to come to meetings. You got it, boy. Sheila Salo, Ward 2. It's spring and a great time to visit Cheverly's natural areas. By 1946, parkland was already hard to find in the rapidly developing town. Preservation of natural areas is not a concern. In 2007, the town council began discussing a comprehensive trail plan, and Friends of Lower Beaver Dam Creek put words to action by blazing Woodworth Trail through remaining woodland. The Cheverly Green Infrastructure Plan, adopted as town policy, calls for preservation and expansion of our natural areas. The Greater Cheverly Sector Plan and the Strategic Plan echo that call. Woodland in Nature Park, Woodworth Park, Southern Boyd Park, Cheverly East Park, and Euclid Park was acquired for preservation from the 1970s into the 1990s. Nature, Woodworth, and Boyd Parks by the town, and the others by MNC PPC.
Along with the mayor and council, organizations, and the community at large, the Cheverly Green Infrastructure Committee seeks opportunities to expand our green spaces. In the past few years, the committee has made formal recommendations for acquisition of several wooded areas, including the Paper Wayne Street lots, part of the larger area which houses Woodworth Trail. Woodworth Trail and its wooded environs connect 3 of our parks and provide opportunities for recreation, air and water quality protection, and a noise buffer. The Green Infrastructure Plan designates it as one of our natural area hubs and an environmental education area. Part of this remnant woodland is owned by the town, part by the county, part by the State Highway Administration. 6 lots are privately owned. Protection of this natural area from inappropriate development became town policy with the 2017 campaign to save our Cheverly green space. Action to acquire the properties and protect them as natural areas in perpetuity will advance the goals of the Green Infrastructure Plan, the Greater Cheverly Sector Plan, and the Strategic Plan. That action will be one step toward that journey of 1,000 miles, the continued health and prosperity of the Cheverly community, which are inseparably intertwined with the health and sustainability of the local environment. Before heading out to visit our woodland parks, you can brush up on their histories and even learn what plants you can expect to see. Before you lace up those hiking boots, boot up www.greencheverly.org. Look for Cheverly's Green Spaces and Life in Cheverly in the sidebar and enjoy our wild Cheverly. Thank you.
Thank you for those, for that sage advice. Are there any other public comments?
I just want to thank council for taking this action and preparing to do that.
Your name and your ward, sir.
Yes, thank you. Daniel Daughtry Weiss, Ward 4, Bellevue Avenue. And I just want to thank council for this action and for taking actions in the future to acquire the other lots there. I was there, volunteer with both the Friends of Lower Beaver Dam Creek and the Cheverly Native Plant Society and the Green Infrastructure Committee, and encourage you to take advantage of partnerships with all of those that are connected to the town through the Green Infrastructure Committee. I was there just this last Saturday to help roll in some seeds on those lots. Someone stopped and said, well, thank you for working on I was actually closer to the spring at this point, doing some weeding, and someone says, thank you for working on the park. And I dare say, he gestured over toward the trail, and I dare say he knew that he was gesturing towards private lots, not a public park. So thank you for your continued work on this.
Thank you for that. Any further public inputs?
I'm Cindy Nell from Ward 1. I have a letter here from Karen Moe from Ward 1, and it's pretty redundant, so I'm just going to hand it in. But I would just say that thank you so much for doing this, for protecting our green space, and please, I urge you to consider the other 2 lots that Gabe talked about, because you don't get land back. It's our only chance to get it.
Thank you for that, Ms. Nell. Okay, I saw one more person. If anyone else plans to speak, please start to make your way forward. Go ahead.
How you doing? Theo Infantis, Ward, Ms. Briner's Ward.
3.
Yes, 3. I don't want to be redundant either, so I just wanted to come up and say that, you know, I've lived in Cheverly my whole life. A lot of you know me. I've grown up here, and Beaver Dam Creek has been a huge, huge part of my life. But I've watched it turn from a tiny little garbage sewer forest into a very sweet, charming, community-oriented green space. And it's not just a green space, it's a very safe place for our community. So I don't think anyone in here is against development and change in Cheverly, but not for this space, because it's a part of the lifeblood and soul of our town. And the effort that all of us have put in a very small way has It's changed the soul of this town to what it is today. And especially Mr. Horkler's efforts. He's the man behind turning it from a tiny little, stinky sewer hole of a forest into the very safe, pretty, charming little green space that we know today. So thank you, and thank you to him, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for that. And again, I'll say it's great to have some of our town young people coming out to participate.
Hello, Julia Mosley, Ward 2. I am a 50-year resident of town, and I have some thank yous tonight and a few concerns. First of all, as we all want to thank Gabe and Joni for all their work, but Gabe, you really stepped up here over many years, so thank you. And thank you to the mayor and council for trying to come to some sort of resolution that appears to have happened, which is good. Thank you to all the folks who wrote and came here tonight. I feel that Gabe stepped up as a private citizen and did what the town should have done, which was pursue these lots. The town has a long history of acquiring land, purchasing land, using open space money. We've expanded Boyd Park by 1/3. The Palm Reader building area is now a beautiful green space that I often look at when I'm having tacos at Station 202. I could be here for 20 minutes listing all the land. So I urge this council to not abdicate that responsibility for pursuing the acquisition of land that is important to us. I strongly recommend that you proceed on these other lots that we heard tonight may be available. I would also recommend that a lot of this discussion could be done in open meetings rather than closed meetings. I understand there are situations that with bidding and competitive bids certainly have to be done in closed meetings. But use of land, acquisition of land, how the land is going to be protected and used is the very essence of public discourse and should, whenever possible, be at a public meeting. So again, thank you to the mayor and council, and again, thank you to Gabe. And please pursue those other lots and any other green space that we can. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Any other public resident input?
Yes, ma'am.
I see one more. Are there any others? All right. I think you get the last word.
Yes, I should do. Does it work? Okay. Mayor and council, greetings. I support Dan Smith's.
Your name
Oh,
and
sorry
word.
about that. Name, Sean McGuire, Ward 2. Okay, mayor and council. Dan Smith and Gabe Horscher, I support their ideas. I support ideas of volunteers who are no longer with us, who made sure Wentworth Park, for example, existed, and not just a cesspool of drainage bordering 50 in all parts or whatever, all the way to 50 from the Metro Center, all the way up to when there was an old, I was here for 56 years. I was born at the old hospital, but on vacation in Pennsylvania, but lived here all my life. So I can say as Talbot County, we're designated the area as a green space, not industrial. And if you have any money, don't throw money around, but consider green space important as a long-term investment for the residents and for the good of the town. And remember, be careful about the money you have under your control and make sure there's no irregularities. Thank you. I'm going to say Dan Smith's and dealing with the bottle bill that he's proposed and pushed through the House of Delegates and House. I also support that in the Senate, the Maryland State Senate. I pushed that bill. Support that, please. And think long-term, not short-term, not every 3 months or every 2 or 3 years, but long-term. Be mindful of the money, you have responsibilities. Or you'll have someone like me saying, whoops, I don't think so. But for now, keep up the good work. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that.
Say one thing.
Oh, yes.
One thing really quick.
Name and ward, ma'am.
Okay, I'm Joni Horkler, live on, I'm in Ward 6, and I just wanted to say that Delegate Julian Ivey and State Senator Malcolm Augustine couldn't be here tonight, but they both said that they very strongly support buying this land, buying even the other lots too. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
For everything. Thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming and for speaking. All right, council, I think that takes us on to item 6, committee reports, followed by the police department report. And first up, as always, is the rec council.
Mayor, I just want to say thank you all for coming out. Really appreciate it. This is the beauty of Cheverly. This is amazing. So welcome. Please come out, more residents, to other events, other meetings as well. Thank you. Rec Council report. Last Saturday we had the Easter egg hunt. Is it okay? Go ahead. We had the Easter egg hunt, and it was a successful event. It was great weather. So thank you to the staff, to the Rec Council, all the volunteers who came out for that. The kids had a wonderful time with that. Game night was on March the 15th. It was a great event for that. The first Sunday of each month, remind everybody, we will do pickleball on Sundays. So make sure you come out for that. That's something that the Rec Council will be doing. And June 6th, the pickleball scholarship tournament will occur. I believe this is the 4th year. We'll be awarding scholarships for that, so please come out for that, and that'll be June 6th. I yield back.
Thank you. Any questions from council for the rec council representative? Hearing none, is there a Cheverly Day committee report? I saw Mr. D'Angelo. Would you like to take the podium?
No, thanks.
All right. Councilmember LeGloheck, do you have
my report? Yeah.
So the report of the Cheverly Day Committee is I can report that it's 170 days to 9/26/26. Parade plans are moving forward. We need participants, so please think about that. We would think about what you'd like to do in the parade, but, we'd also like to make sure that there are some people watching the parade. So, we don't want everybody marching in the parade. We've also been working on outreach to our friends in the apartments. So we had reached out to Councilmember Garces, and we've translated some save the date cards into Spanish, and we passed out those flyers throughout the apartments to make sure that we can get our friends in the apartments over to Cheverly Day. So things are moving apace for a full week of Cheverly Week, 95 Cheverly Week events. And stay tuned to the Cheverly Day website for all things Cheverly for 95.
Any questions from the council for the Cheverly Day Committee or their council liaison? Yes, Mr. Garces.
I just want to thank John and the Cheverly Day Committee as well for definitely reaching out to Ward 5. Ward 5 does get overlooked, and Ward 6 do get overlooked a lot. And I really appreciate you guys, honestly, putting the extra effort to reach our constituents on that side. And also to let you guys know, I don't know if I put it on the email, but they agreed to send out a mass email to all residents, not back to back, but, just scattered, in order for people to be like, oh, that's right, we have that coming up. So yeah, thank you again. Appreciate that.
Any other questions for John? Hearing none, we are on to the planning board. Mr. Tanzi.
The planning board was not able to meet this month. Both the chair and co-chair were unavailable, and they could not find enough people available on another day to have a quorum. But they did share the Port Town's preliminary plan, which has been released with all the members of the planning board. So that is on the agenda for next month.
And again, please thank the planning board on our behalf for their contributions to the PPS response from the town.
Will do.
Any questions for Mr. Tansey?
No.
Okay, we're on to the Board of Elections. Is there any report this month from the Board of Elections? I do not see any, so we will move on to the Ethics Commission. Is there any report? I saw Mr.
Yes.
Rule online.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thomas Rule with the Ethics Commission. Very brief report. A couple of days ago, yesterday, Wednesday, I sent out the financial disclosure packets for the year 2025 to all the appropriate recipients. It was a little late going out, so I've extended the deadline on that to May 15th. So you got plenty of time to take care of that. Other than that, I have nothing significant to report, pending any questions from the mayor and council.
Any questions for the Ethics Committee Chair? I believe we have about 35 days to file our financial disclosures.
That was May 15th.
May 15 is his very generous deadline extension. Okay, seeing no questions, is there a Hometown Heroes update? Mr. Galloway.
Yes, there is. Hometown Hero banner applications must be submitted by June 4th to be hung by July 4th. Forms submitted after June 4th will be hung January of 2027. So if you're interested in getting your Hometown Hero banner hung this year, please have it submitted. Please have your application submitted by June 4th. Thank you.
Council, do you have any questions about the Hometown Heroes program? Hearing none, that takes us to the youth. Please go ahead, Ms. White.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Before I let my youth council announce our new initiative, I won't give anything away. I do want to take a moment to brag. Just before this meeting today, Caitlin Rowe, our Ward 3 youth council member, was accepted into Morgan State University with a full ride. Not only a full ride, but Morgan State University is paying her to attend their university. Now, Caitlin is very near and dear to our hearts. Not only is she a youth council member, but she also served as an intern for the town of Cheverly through the Prince George's County's SYEP program for 3 years. And so we are just super grateful to Caitlin's service to the town of Cheverly and continued service. And we just want to give her the biggest congratulations. I could cry right now, and we are all so, so proud of you. Now, I will let them take the spotlight and announce our very exciting news.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. On behalf of the Youth Town Council, we are excited to introduce Voices of Cheverly, an oral history initiative.
This program is designed to connect generations within our community by inviting residents to share their stories, experiences, and perspective through recorded video interviews. While the initiative focuses on capturing the voices and memories of longtime older residents, we welcome participation from all community members who have interest in sharing their stories.
Each town council member will take the lead in their assigned ward, helping to identify and connect with interested residents. The youth coordinator will attend interviews alongside the respective youth council member, along with any council members who are available and would like to participate.
Residents who are interested will be asked to complete a simple form, available online and in person, with their basic contact information. From there, we will follow up to directly schedule a time for their interview. This initiative will take place gradually over time, with roughly one interview per ward conducted each month, or as scheduling allows.
Through these conversations, we hope to capture what brought residents to Cheverly, how the community has changed over time, and their reflections on both local and historical events. With permission, these interviews may be shared through town communications, including social media, announcements, and future community programming, while also being preserved as part of a growing archive for the town.
We are encouraging the mayor and council to support this effort by sharing the program with your wards and connecting us to residents who may be interested in participating. Voices of Cheverly is an opportunity to preserve our community's history, strengthen connections across generations, and ensure that these stories are remembered for years to come.
If there are any questions, I can take them now from the mayor and council.
Council, any questions for the youth council member Fry?
I have one question since we're in budget season. Is this new initiative going to have any kind of budgetary request? And if so, can you just make sure we get it in time?
Absolutely. It has no cost at this time. Right now, the very little money it will require will come out of the youth budget. Thank you so much for considering that.
Yes. Mr. Garces.
Does Ward 5 need anybody, or do I still got my guy?
Yes, Mario is on vacation and Aiden is also on vacation. Okay. He is here, yes. And he was a part of the brains of this process. They all were.
Oh, I know. He's Ward 5, baby, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right, well,
I think John has a question.
Yes.
Sorry.
I was just going to say that the Cheverly History Club, which is sort of coming back to life, we actually just had a discussion the other night about an oral history program as well. So I would like to sort of say that the Cheverly Youth Council and the Cheverly History Club would certainly like to work together and see where we can find some efficiency to help you guys and move forward with that. I have some experience in my day job with some oral history, so I'm happy to help with you and move this project forward. I think it's a great idea.
That would be incredible. Thank you so much. We look forward to collaborating with several Cheverly organizations to garner more participants in the program.
Any other questions for the Cheverly Youth Council Vice Mayor?
I just wanted to say thank you so much. This is something that we've been talking about for many, many, many years, and it just has not gotten off the ground. It hasn't had people willing to really go for it. And so I just want to say thank you so much, because this is going to be such a gift to the whole town.
And I'm so grateful to have a wonderful team. I'm not riding solo here, so I'm really appreciative of my team and what we're going to do over these next few years with our oral history initiative. So we do have physical forms, and so they'll go ahead and pass them out for anyone interested. We also have a web page under the Cheverly Youth Program. There's a web page about the initiative where you can read more, and you can also fill out an online form or come pick up a physical form at the town office anytime. Thank you all so much. We are so grateful and so excited to get this going.
All right, thank you for that. Cheverly Police Department, can you top a full ride to Morgan?
Okay. Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for earlier swearing in our two newest officers. I'm going to go ahead with the report. For administrative and patrol services, obviously we had the swearing in tonight. Maryland Municipal League Police Executive Association, the Chief, Lieutenant Gleason, and several staff members are attending this week coming. I will spend a day with the Maryland Sheriff's Association for their spring training. a 3-day crisis communication training class, May 5th through the 7th here in the Public Works Building. Training is designed for officers to master communication skills in critical situations, and Lieutenant Gleason will be leading that class. We've actually opened that up. I don't know why they're still, huh? Is it better closer? This way? Maybe, okay. Okay, the, yeah, I should do that, right? Okay. Turn it off. Yeah, this is great. Am I speaking loud enough? Can I just do it that way, the old fashioned way? Anyway, the lieutenant will be hosting that training here in the Public Works Building, and we have opened it up to other jurisdictions and municipalities. We're looking for that being the first training session that we host here in the town, and many more to come after that. CPD is hosting a Youth Explorer program, as you all are aware of, and we have completed the application process and will be accepting applications for our youth in the town to join starting May 1st. CPD will provide an update on the pop-up rallies. Well, here's the update. When we have them, call 911. We were, you know, if we're responding to one that's already, oh, this is so true. If there's already 100 cars there, we'll be working with the county police just to get them out of there, but we would like to know ahead of time. And we work with MPAC, and Maryland State Police as well has a task force for the car rallies. So if we know ahead of time and have intel ahead of time that they're going to be in our town, we can work with the other resources and get ahead of it, which is ideally what we would like to do. We had a slight increase in theft from autos, mainly tires, up at the apartments, Cheverly Station. Last week, Officer Jackson was up there doing surveillance and actually stopped a theft in progress where they had lifted the car up and taken the tires off. We haven't had an incident like that since, so hopefully he scared them enough that they haven't come back. I want to highlight one arrest that our officers had last night. Sergeant Blunt and our newest officer, Whitehouse, were walking into the CVS where the manager advised and pointed out a male that they know for being a regular shoplifter. They followed him out of the store, watched him get into a vehicle. Our tag leaders on a different police car picked it up. He walked and got into a stolen vehicle with 4 other males. They got the car stopped out on 202 right at the 50 exit. Occupied 5 times. It was a stolen auto ring. All of them have priors for stolen auto. 2 of them were wanted for some pretty heinous offenses. So we're talking first, second, third degree assault, sex offenses, and all of them had priors for stolen auto. So the great arrest, and the vehicle they were in was stolen from Mount Lincoln. Just wanted to highlight that. And then our community engagement, CPD is going to be participating in our community walk up at Cheverly Station on Friday, April 24th at 5 p.m. And we've also begun all of our planning for Public Safety Day for June 5th this year. And it is our intention to make the biggest event that's we've had yet. So I look forward to that. And that's it for our report.
Council, any questions for the police department? Mr. Garces.
Much first want to say thanks to the police department, Cheverly's police department. I mean, I see them just endlessly out there, tirelessly just going down 202. And honestly, it's good to see that, you know, it's good to feel safe, right? And even though they stopped my dad, you know, but my dad deserved it, right? But I just want to tell every single one of you guys and girls that I appreciate the work that they put in constantly, and just seeing them at the apartments just reinforces that safety, right? And so yeah, thank you. Mm.
Vice Mayor.
Not a question exactly, but we had, at our house, we had our vehicle stolen a few weeks ago out of our driveway. And I just wanted to commend the Cheverly Police Department for being absolutely lovely about it and coming so promptly and being so helpful and working hard to recover it. It was recovered the next night. It's been getting repaired ever since, but hopefully we'll have it back soon. But I just wanted to say, coming from the perspective, not as a council member, but as the victim of a crime, that I was really, really glad to have the Cheverly Police Department there and responding, and thank you.
Any other questions or comments for the police department from the council? All right, thank you, Deputy Chief and Chief. We are on to item 8, the Arbor Day proclamation, which all of mayor and council will be signing, I hope. Proclamation designating April 24, 2026 as Arbor Day in the town of Cheverly. Whereas the holiday called Arbor Day was first proposed by J. Sterling Morton to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture in 1872 and was observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska and is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas the urban forest of Cheverly is part of the watershed area of Beaver Dam Creek and ultimately the Chesapeake Bay. And whereas the General Assembly of the State of Maryland has declared that urban forests and trees are an important and necessary part of the community environment, and that the retention, enhancement, and management of these forests and trees by local governments is in the best interest of the residents of the state of Maryland. And whereas over the last 3 years, the town of Cheverly, together with community partners, has planted more than 3,300 new trees throughout the town and within the Red Maple Run stormwater area, strengthening the town's tree canopy and contributing to improved watershed health, stormwater resilience, and long-term environmental sustainability. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the mayor and council of the town of Cheverly that April 24, 2026 will be celebrated as Arbor Day in the town of Cheverly. And we urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, we urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of future generations. All right, moving on to item 9. This item will include public input. It is the second reading of Charter Amendment CAR 1 2026, an annexation charter amendment. Charter Amendment Resolution number 126, Council of the Town of Cheverly, Maryland Charter Amendment for Hospital Hill. A charter amendment resolution of the Town Council of Cheverly enlarging the corporate boundaries of the Town of Cheverly by annexing into the corporate limits of the Town of Cheverly lands contiguous and adjoining to the town's existing corporate boundaries. Property commonly known as Hospital Hill, consisting of approximately 44.1867 acres of land in total, located generally on Hospital Hill, also known as the Old Cheverly Hospital site. Is there any public input on the second reading of this charter amendment? for which I will remind everyone a public hearing was already held in accordance with state law. Ma'am, please approach the podium, your name and ward, and you have 3 minutes.
Sheila Solo, Ward 2. I'm definitely in favor of the annexation, so no question about that. I would like to know at what point in this hearing process are corrections to the text made? And where is Exhibit A? Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. We will have Exhibit A provided in the meeting packet for the third reading and for physical inspection at the town meeting at which the third reading and final vote is conducted. I think if members of the public have suggested text changes, I would recommend emailing them to Mr. Pounds and Mr. Galloway. Is there any other public input or council input on the second reader? Seeing none, we will consider the second reading to have been concluded. And council, we will be holding a third reader and final adoption of this charter amendment resolution at an upcoming town meeting, possibly as early as May. Moving on to item 10, exception for Ward 1 community event. Mr. Galloway, I think you have the microphone on this. And then after we hear from the town administrator, we will hear from the council and the public. Mr. Galloway.
Yeah, Mayor, would you like to introduce it just to bring us here?
I'm sorry, you would like me to introduce it? I can frame the issue if you would like.
Yes.
Yes. So when last we met, we had a fulsome discussion about town support for elected official initiated events in town, whether they be hosted by one of the 7 elected officials or 2 of the 7 elected officials. We don't have a process or a procedure in town for how to determine or whether to determine whether the town staff, headed by the town administrator, would or will support such events. So we are to continue to work towards a overarching policy or procedure for the town to follow. However, in the meantime, Councilmember Wade has a event that he has planned for the coming months, and I think it was the council's considered consensus opinion that we ought to provide him a one-time exception with whatever parameters we vote on, and that would not be precedent setting, and it would not influence or direct necessarily what was eventually agreed to as the long-term written, established, publicly vetted, adopted policy or procedure. And Mr. Galloway, I believe you had a proposal for, let's just call it a stopgap measure to get us successfully through Mr. Wade's event.
Yes, I do. So, good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the overview, Mayor. I would like to just go over this event and others event like it, right? So the town has been supportive of other events. So say, for instance, one of the most recent events that we've supported was the event for the state's attorney's office. And we had town resources there to assist with parking and just to ensure that everyone was safe. And they were on our property essentially, so we just needed to make sure that we had people there. In this matter, we will be assisting with bringing out tables, chairs, parking, so some of the stuff that we've done previously, right? The fiscal note of this would be for 4 employees over the course of 8 hours, which is about $1,600 for that day. So I know that we're talking about an exception, but we don't have a policy to make an exception to right now, right? So, this is what I would recommend as far as language that we move forward with, if the mayor and council chooses to do so. And it's that I move that the town support Ward 1 Community Day to the extent practicable, including providing staff support where feasible, recognizing the event support for such events may be impacted by development and implementation of future policies. So this takes care of this event, but long-term, we're going to have to ensure that there's a policy in place. Or if the policy isn't in place, then we would be adopting the event with similar language. So, yes.
All right, thank you for that. Council, do you have any reactions? Because once we make a motion, we don't have public input after that. Vice Mayor, you have some input now?
I was just wondering if we could get a better idea of the scope and scale of the event. You talked about having 4 employees, but like what does that entail? Where is it? All of that kind of stuff?
So the scope and scale would be included in the special events permit that he's provided. And it includes tables, chairs, tents, correct? All resources that we have here. And at the location that we have, no, it's here, town hall. Yes. So it would literally come out of the ramp. It's far easier offloading tables and chairs at town hall opposed to hauling them to a different location. So having 4 employees plus, Councilmember Wade has indicated to me that he will have volunteers helping out as well. So what I'm assuming that after the setup is complete, Public Works will be able to assist with parking duties and directing people to park. Public Works will also, and then the police department rather, this is going to be a collaborative effort on ensuring that people leave properly and also break down. So that's where we are with that. This would be an 8-hour day for Public Works because the event is 4 hours. So we're talking about 2 hours before for setup, 2 hours for a breakdown. That's going to be an 8-hour day. Oh, it's 3 hours. Okay, all right. Well, could be 7 hours, but for the most part, I've just rounded it up. So the numbers that I provided today were worst case scenario.
Okay, are there other council reactions before we go to the public to Mr. Galloway's proposal? Hearing none, is there any public input on the question of, let us call it, one-off town support to Ward 1 Community Day? I don't see any online.
Sean McGuire, Ward 2. Question, is it $1,600 to the town, and is it one-off forever or every year one-off? That's it, and thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Any other comments? Seeing none. Go ahead, please. Hi.
Andre Sikowski, Ward 1. Doesn't seem like there's enough information to me about the Ward 1 for the town to support that much resources for one day, or how much volunteers are going to be there. Over.
All right, thank you for that.
Who would like me to provide one, please?
Feel free. Yeah. And then we'll make a motion.
Sure. Thank you, Jason, for that. This is the third year this will be the fourth year. No, third year we've done this event. It's a community day event. It basically will provide several resources for the town, community engagement. Last year we had over 40 different organizations, nonprofits, several of the organizations from the town as well as from the federal level down to the county local level as well. We fed about 400 people there with food baskets as well as youth, entertainment, just community engagement for the residents. So from different various areas in the town. So the event is noon to 3 from that standpoint. But again, the track record of it is the impact, the data of building up the community. It says Ward 1, but it's open to all individuals throughout the entire community and the surrounding community. Several of our elected officials from the federal to the state, the local county level was there. We'll continue to have them there, but the main part is to have key stakeholders in the community there as well for the residents to see various services, especially during this time for them to have. And as I mentioned several times before, part of our job as council members, in my opinion, is the level of community engagement, hence the reason for this particular event. I yield back.
Thank you for that. Okay, let's go to Mr. Garces and then Councilmember Brenner.
This is more of a question to Councilmember Wade. Hey, so I don't know if you guys know, but I work for CCSI, the Community Crisis Line. They've been trying to engage in community buildups like that. So I don't know if that's something you guys could have at these events. I mean, I'm just like a phone call away. I could put you with the. I could pass you the information. I feel like it'll be great. Just start integrating them because they're ready to want to be part of these events like this in different towns. So.
Thank you, Councilmember Garces. Definitely, we will love that to do that. I've actually worked with them before, so I didn't know that. So again, things like that to make sure that we extend the network of opportunities that honestly our tax dollars paid for to do that as well. So thank you. I'll follow up with you about that as well.
I agree, Councilmember Wade, it sounds like a really great opportunity for community engagement. And I know I've asked this before, but I'm just not clear on why this is a Ward 1 community day and not a town community day. Because actually it sounds a lot like Cheverly Day, but why would this not be a town community day since it's happening at Town Hall? And then we wouldn't have this question of making an exception because we would all agree it's a town event. I just don't understand why there's a distinction between having this event at Town Hall that's open to everyone, that is a community engagement event, but it's a Ward 1 community engagement event and not a town event.
Yeah, go ahead. Please.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. The same reason why our elected official, Shayla Stafford, will be having a District 5 event in a couple of weeks that we'll be supporting her as the town administrator also mentioned. A couple of weeks ago, we had our state attorney, Jackson, had an expungement fair. So the expungement fair said expungement fair, but it was for the surrounding community. So District 5, our District 5 council member, it says District 5, but it's in Cheverly. So it's really, in my opinion, and this is the beauty of Cheverly, it's not about really the name or the location of the event. It's really the level of impact that we can provide throughout the community. It's been called Ward 1 event since day one. There is no property inside Ward 1 that you can do that can hold it. That's why the last 2 years we actually had it at the Cheverly United Methodist Church, which is clearly not in Ward 1. But it's just a central location for that will be the best impact for the residents to come out as well. It's a central location for that.
Okay, it's 9:19, council. Shall we have a motion?
I move to approve the exception for the Ward 1 Community Day.
Okay, you move that the town support Ward 1 Community Day to the extent practicable?
Correct.
Including providing staff support where feasible? Okay. Okay. Recognizing that future support for such events may be impacted by the development and implementation of future policies. That's your motion?
Sure.
Excellent. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Garces with the second. Is there any debate in the council on the motion? Here, Vice Mayor.
I just want to say that I don't really feel comfortable with this level of resource being offered as an exception. I feel like this is a very big lift for the town. I'm hopeful that this language in the motion provides leeway for the town administrator to say, we don't actually have the capacity to do this, but I just wanted to express my discomfort with the size and scope and the level of resources, given that this is not a town event, but a ward event.
Thank you for that. Town Administrator, as a member of the council, did you have any point you wanted to raise in debate?
No, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to evaluate this the same way that I would any other special permit. That's fair, right? So I'll take this through the proper protocols of, sending it through the chief of police officers, the director of public works office, just to make sure that the date that's been requested is feasible for the town. So I will run this through the same type of process that we do. The application was submitted within the parameters of when it was supposed to be submitted. So we'll move forward with evaluating it. And if it's not feasible, then we'll be in touch with Councilmember Wade. If it is feasible, we will be in touch with Councilmember Wade, letting them know that this event has been approved. Where I want some clarity from the mayor and council is, this is going to be a town-supported event, correct?
Yes.
And with it being town-supported, that means that as far as communication-wise, because I don't want there to be any type of miscommunication about how communication should be portrayed then. Should this be posted on our social media account? Or should this be posted in a news and announcement? Typically for these type of events, I don't mind putting this on the news and announcement. Well, I'm sorry, on the social media platforms. But I think that this is something that I would like clarity amongst this body, because one of you or a member of this body is going to be impacted by it. Over.
All right, thank you for that. Let's go to Councilmember Wade and then Councilmember Fry.
Yeah, I know we're still going through the policy, but I just want to make sure I'm clear to understand that our policy, basically what we're coming up with, if once passed, we're under the underlying premise that each council member, if they do an event, they are partnering with the town. Number one, we are the town. So as a council member, this event is a town event that is hosted also, that's in partnership with a particular council member. Just as mentioned that we just did it with the elected official that is a state attorney. She is not a resident or part of the town. That was a town event that was partnered with our state attorney. And just like we're going to do with our District 5 council member on the county level. again, it's their event, but it's with partnership with the town. So if it's partnership with the town, that would then make it a town event. Hence the reason, the purposes of marketing, it should be in every single marketable platform that's available to the town so that residents can get the best bang for their buck and that the resources are allowed to them going forward with that. So I thought I would think that would be the premise of the fact that as Vice Mayor, as she mentioned, that it's not a town event. I respectfully disagree with that, since this will be partnership with the town, and we are part of the town going forward. I yield back.
All right, let's go to Councilmember Fry, and then I'll come back.
Thank you. I got a little confused. There's no difference between town event and town supported event.
Correct.
We're saying those are interchangeable.
Mhm.
Okay, just because I'm hearing different language. My only thing with any communications that the town does, the town just needs to make sure that there's nothing in there that can put us at risk for anything. So that might just need to go through the town attorney, or however you decide to do that, and however any of our other communications are vetted. And then I imagine when it comes to budget for FY27, we might have to make an amendment, because I don't know that this policy will be done completely to know exactly what the impact would be financially, because I'm sorry, I went to the restroom earlier, so I missed part of it. But the number I heard was 1,600, right? Okay, so then, since it's not technically a small amount, it's probably close to $10,000 total. If we're doing one only per, and that's 7, so that's 10, so like, I think we would have to do a budget amendment unless we're gonna go ahead and put it in ahead of time and then think about taking it out if we don't do it. So just kind of thinking about that budget wise. So those would be my only thing. And I think maybe just using the same language, if town supported and town event are the same thing, if we can just stick to one so people don't get confused, because I just got confused.
Yeah, I would ask you, Mr. Galloway, to include something on this in the general government budget discussion next week. Whether it's plussing up something that's there now or adding an extra line item, and then we can discuss how much to fund it for 27. Remembering, of course, we can always not use the money and the money goes back into the account. My assumption in Council Member LeGlowick's motion is that if we adopt his motion, we have officialized this event as a town event. If you would like Councilmember LeGlowick to be more explicit in his motion, I'm sure he'd be willing to do that. But my assumption is that for insurance purposes, for all other purposes, adopting the motion makes it just as official as the Easter egg hunt.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, so if you don't need, if you want additional language, we can give it, okay. Councilmember Tanzi.
This is mostly for town administrator. I see this as informing our discussion about the policy. So please do try to keep a budget, since we talked about 4 staff, but if you have to do anything else that you would consider billable, even if it's incidental, I'd rather have a sense of what these things cost, so that when we are discussing the policy generally, we can say it's not just 4 man hours, it's also overhead time or whatever else you have to do. So as close as you can get, I see this as informing our discussion on the policy. So please report what you can.
Yeah, it's a very important data points, a series of data points. It's almost a test run for understanding what we might get ourselves into by adopting a comprehensive policy. Are there any other points of debate on the motion that's on the floor? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 6-0. That takes us to item 13. It was item 13 last week. 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on to item 11, but I will point out that Keller was 13 last time because I made a snide comment about it then. And, okay, we're on to item 11. Thank you, Vice Mayor. And that is the 5701 Landover Road fence options. And take it away.
All right, so Mayor and Council, what I'm going to do is I am going to turn the floor over to the Deputy Director of Public Works. Oh, and the Director of Public Works as it relates to the 5701 Landover Road fence option that we're going to be recommending today. Ultimately, we're going to be asking or seeking the authority to move forward with the recommendation that Public Works team is recommending today. So at this point, I'll turn it over to the Public Works Department.
Thank you, Mr. Galloway. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council and Town of Cheverly. Mr. Cardenas and I are going to tag team on this. In your package, you have both description and cost. We'll circle back to that. But I believe at the last meeting, there were some discussions or questions about what the fence would look like. So we do have, and we're projecting it now, a sample of a black vinyl fence 4 feet tall. I don't believe the one that's shown has an underwire at the bottom, giving a little bit more sturdiness to the fencing. If we go to the next picture, you'll see a gate, and that gate is more of a residential gate, if we're able to switch to that. We're going to be going to another section, but basically, we're looking to, surround most of the park with this fence. I believe the outline of that has already been reviewed, and Mr. Cardenas has taken the lead with this, and we're going to show you how we're going to deal with the gate, the vehicular access when necessary, but also the pedestrian access. And so with this, Mr. Cardenas.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So as you see, we have a picture of how the fence is going to look. If you see, we have the 10-foot wide gate. The function of the gate will be if you open one side, if you try to go into the park, you will be able to open one side while the other side is locked. And it is going to work by verse. And but it's going to be, and then if you want to go in with the vehicle, you will be able to open both gates and close them back again.
So if I may, just to orient everybody, so we have Newton Street, and then there's the house at the corner of Newton and 57th. As you come up 57th, there's the wooden fence behind the house there. There's a telephone pole as well, but on the right-hand side of where we've drawn the fence, or the diagram shows the fence, is where the least amount of a slope is off of the sidewalk. And so that's why we're looking at using the right-hand side probably, so it'll be a 5-foot wide opening for pedestrian access. And we'll be able to keep the other 5-foot section of fence locked to the ground with a bollard or hardware. And so then that would act as we could close the whole thing off if we wanted, or we can leave the one side open for pedestrian access, or for maintenance or other things, access it with a vehicle. As you go up to the right, or I'm sorry, to the left, it becomes much more steep. I know there were questions about ADA. I think full ADA will have to be something over the long run, but I believe the right-hand side of that gate is going to be likely where it's needing less grading in order to accommodate ADA. And so with that, if there's any questions about the design or the fence, we'd like to entertain those now, and then I'll walk you through the cost.
Mr. Wade.
Thank you all for the presentation. Want to make sure the Landover side of that, will it be a fence on that side? I didn't see it in the diagram. It just shows the.
Yes.
It was confusing in the diagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that black circle, half semicircle, that's a fence. This fence.
That's where the fence is going to continue. Correct. Landover Road is going to have a fence too, all the way to the corner of the house.
Yeah.
The first house on the right.
Just continuous chain link fence.
I got it.
Gate.
And then is there a situation where this gate will be open 24 hours, or is it closed at a certain time, or how does that going to work?
This gate doesn't close at a certain time. It's a pedestrian fence, so people technically go in and out as they please.
Okay, so 24-hour access. Okay, got it.
It won't be locked.
It won't be locked.
Okay.
Pedestrian, the one side of the gate would be locked.
Yes.
If there are issues that may occur in the future, there is a mechanism that can be put in place where it might need to be locked at a certain time.
Yes. It could be locked.
We would have to circle back to that, because as you know, with Boyd Park, there's an issue with servicing a gate at sunrise and at sunset. So we'd have to reapproach this with an automated gate.
Yeah.
I would point out a 4-foot high fence is not going to keep most ambulatory people out. So if they do run into it locked, I think they're just going to hop over.
And the property, because we own it, it will be posted, open dawn till dusk. No trespassing between dusk and dawn. Correct?
Similar to Town Park, we do have closed at dusk, but it's utilized a lot at night.
Right. But I would I would just advocate for posting signs there that
Yes, sir.
would then allow us to enforce it.
But I believe that this is addresses the request and does help out with the park and fencing it in.
You have something additional? Go ahead.
Well, also just the naming of the park as well, with the process of doing that. Resident that actually lived up there was the first African-American police chief in Cheverly who lives right there. So again, I don't know the full process but if that going forward as far as naming the park.
I think it would be great to put on. I think it would be great to put on a work session agenda and then a town meeting agenda for a vote, a process to name the park. And maybe that's only 2 meetings if we have pretty good community consensus about Mr. Jones.
Yes.
But so let us know what work session to start with, and we'll put it on there, and then we want to do it in 2 weeks. Kind of a lot on there, but
You asked me.
all right, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Okay, are there more comments about the fence options, Mr. LeGlohag?
So I just had a
Keep in
question.
mind, it's a square.
Yeah.
Not a lot of options. Okay.
My question was chain link the best option that we came up with?
I believe that was the requested option by CNPP.
Correct.
Yes, okay.
And the black vinyl was something, actually, that's what we put over top of the wall on 62nd Place. So it's something the county even suggested that we look to standardize on.
And again, we're only fencing 2 sides of the rectangle.
Correct.
Okay, you were going to talk about pricing, and you were going to explain why there's a choice to make tonight.
Well, we are recommending Sentinel. We have, I think it's a competitive price, but we also have experience working with them. And so far, we've been very satisfied. But as you can see, they did go through and price out the fence. They do give a government discount to us. It is just over our purchasing authority of $10,000. And so what we're proposing tonight is that you authorize us to move forward with acquiring this at $10,455.98.
Okay, is there any public input on the proposal to fence the 2 sides, the north side and the west side of the property with chain link fence at a cost of $10,500?
Okay. Sean McGuire, Ward 2, sounds great. And a name for this park, what about the late Juan Torres? Could be, for suggestions. He's the first Puerto Rican or first Latin American. All right, have a good one.
All right, thank you for that. Any other public input or council input before we do a motion? Hearing none, is there a motion from the council to authorize the town administrator and his team to expend up to $10,500 to purchase the fence at 5701 pending notification about the grant, ADA grant? Is there such a motion?
I will make that motion.
Let's let Wade do it.
Well, you just said you weren't going to do it.
All right. It was so moved by Councilmember Wade. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
All right. It's been moved by Councilmember Wade and seconded by Councilmember LeGloahec. Again, it is for up to $10,500 pending notification to the town about the ADA grant. Is there any debate from the council on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 6-0, and the authorization is given. Okay, that takes us to item 13, the Keller update. Mr. Ward was promoted. So let us first ask if Ms. Barnhart or Mr. Brayman have any comments on the Cheverly side to start.
I haven't coordinated with Ms. Barnhart, but I think I'd like to start with Mr. Ward, Patrick Ward, to
All right.
update us from Keller's point of view.
Let us then hear from Keller's representative, Mr. Patrick Ward, and then we will come back to see if the Cheverly team has a response. Mr. Ward, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, or good evening, rather, Mayor and Council. My name is Patrick Ward. I'm the new director for the municipal division at Keller Construction Management, Keller Brothers. And it's my pleasure to come to you this evening and discuss the project. If you have any questions, I'm certainly ready to answer them.
Thank you. Could you please give us, since it is now the 9th of April, your estimate and plan for the next 30 days? I think that's 32 days until we understood you were ready to turn the building fully over to Cheverly.
Yeah, so I believe that time frame will get extended into May, to be quite honest.
Well, 32 days from now is well within the month of May.
Yeah.
I'm confident of not a lot of things, but I'm confident that of that. That is certainly around the 9th or 10th of May.
Okay, it will go into the end of May, May 29th. We have certain approvals that we need to get from DPW, and then we have certain designs that have to happen. And then once the design is done and approved, we have installations to happen, and then finalizing the equipment installation. And that's going to take us all the way to May 29th, 2026. Provided we get the approvals by Tuesday, by sometime next week.
Okay, so you need, so that's about 50 more days.
Correct.
Why do you estimate that all of that will take 50 more days and not, let's say, 40 or 70? I mean, what is magical about the 50 days?
Well, we anticipate that the approval process will take DPW to possibly take another 14 calendar days. And then the design, once we receive that approval, the design will take at least another 20 days. And then the installation will happen actually pretty fast with the rest of the time.
Are we designing the concrete? What are we designing? I mean,
we are
'cause I
designing.
understood most of the work left was the concrete, no?
Yeah, the concrete is actually placed. There's some minor areas in the back. There's some curb that has to get replaced. There's a little piece of a apron that has to get installed. That was between the asphalt and the existing concrete, or the concrete that was poured behind the salt building. But that is not the critical path. The critical path is through the equipment in the high bay areas. We need to make sure that we've gone through the financials, that the financials get updated and approved, and then we can move forward.
I'm sorry, there's design work. Maybe Mr. Brayman's going to clarify. There's design work that needs to happen in the high bays.
Ms. Barnhart will correct me if I'm misinterpreting this. Mr. Ward, I'm not aware of DPW's decisions being the critical path at this point. I was going to comment on that currently we are having a lack of response from the engineer of record, KCI, on redesigning the stormwater in the pathway in the fields. Yes. That appears to me to be the biggest critical thing. We've been trying for weeks, and we keep hearing promises, and as of this morning when we met out there at 8 a.m., there still was no feedback from them. As to this equipment in the garage, we've already given feedback to them on that. So, Mr. Ward, I don't want to argue here in public, but I want to disagree with you putting this on DPW in the high bay area. We replied with a detailed comments on the placement of the equipment. Ms. Barnhart, can you clarify?
Yeah, I agree with everything that you're saying. I'm not sure exactly what Mr. Ward is referring to of requiring DPW approval at this point, unless there's a reference to the county approval. I know that there is some work that KCI in the team is working for to update the plans regarding the solar equipment. So maybe that's what that's referring to. But I do agree with Mr. Brayman that the response from the engineering design team has been really non-responsive and pretty disappointing out there for the to address the grading for the fields and the manhole adjustments behind the building.
Okay, Mr. Galloway, and then we can go back to Mr. Ward.
Mr. Ward, were you or were you not on the meeting on March 26th?
I don't recall. I've been at several of these meetings, yes.
Okay, you don't recall?
I don't recall. No.
Were you updated by your staff of the contents of that meeting?
What are you referring to, sir?
Never mind. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ward, do you have anything else to add on any of?
Yeah, so there's been meetings about some of the approval that needs to happen is from the county. I mean, it does have to get resubmitted to the county because it's a change in electrical in the high bay area. So there is that process, but there's also the process, and I understand Mr. Brayman and Ms. Barnhart's view here, but there has been meetings with Mr. Fry about where we stand with the financials, and I think that is a piece of it that will impact going forward with the design because it needs to get approved. And in particular, anything to do with the high bay area and relocating the equipment and the wiring, the infrastructure.
So, I just want to make a comment. Mr. Fry needs to attend these meetings. Can you hear me?
No, sir. Say again.
Because it's like communication is getting lost.
Yeah, so I think the implication, Mr. Galloway is going to change his microphone.
Okay.
Attempt, but I think there's a concern. I think the concern is that there's a communication balls being dropped between you and Mr. Fry. Is that fair, Mr. Galloway? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is fair. To the point of, at the last meeting, Mr. Fry indicated that the field would be taken care of within the next 2 weeks. That has not been the case. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming this evening, but we want your boss. Your boss needs to be the one that comes down, because we're getting to a critical point in which it's time to move in. And I'm glad that you said that we should be in by March 29th of 2026. May 29th of 2026, because we've been told for now over a year and almost a half that we were going to move into this facility. So, yeah, I don't appreciate the unpreparedness this evening, and I don't appreciate what I'm hearing this evening. So, I will be on the meeting with the Public Works team tomorrow to address some of these concerns. But my team has made it clear to you and to your boss about the finances. And we can have a further discussion about that tomorrow, and I'll be happy to engage.
Okay,
All right,
Mr. Fry is actually on vacation this week, and that's why he was not attending this meeting.
All right, thank you for that. I want to quickly just ask, and then we'll ask for any resident input or council comments before we move on. Just the field use experience, it looks good down there, but I think the fence is still up, preventing field users from using the bathrooms, correct?
Correct. Well, if I may update on that, they did realign some of the fencing. You'll notice that the front gate was gone this evening. There is an alleyway. I don't believe we have that opened up yet, but there's been slight progress in that. We need to get some hardware installed. As you may know, that the Public Works area is supposed to be secured. Currently, if you go in the bathroom, you'd be able to walk into the interior of that. So it's a deadbolt. So it's sort of like the outside door should have been put on the inside, and the inside door onto the outside. And then there's a mag lock to install in order to be able to close that at a certain time. But that is something that was of discussion this morning as well. I'm not sure of the status of that. Mr. Ward, are you able to give a reliable estimate of when the bathrooms could be opened with the hardware?
Yeah, so Mr. Day is supposed to brief me on that tomorrow morning. I'll have an answer for you then.
And, okay, I will just say on a positive note, I've not heard of any safety concerns regarding construction during T-ball games and that sort of thing, which is a huge improvement from a year ago, as low as that bar may be.
And just to put it out there, when the storm drain system or the stormwater management system and the grading of the field is worked on, when a plan does come out of KCI, there will be heavy equipment in there, but that fence should be a sufficient barrier.
Got it. Council, any questions for Keller or Mr. Brayman?
I have one.
Yes.
This is, I just noted what Robin said about the design team with regrading and the, well, I'll just ask her to expand on that, where things stand there and what you see as the next steps and progress on that.
On the north side of the building where
Yes.
it meets the field. Robin?
So even though Keller has not received a updated plan from KCI, we still did go ahead and meet this morning with Keller and their grading subcontractor to discuss the options for how to move forward out there. So they are looking into contacting with the precaster for who manufactured the manholes to see if there are potentially the manhole lid, the concrete round manhole lids are actually 12 inches thick. So we're seeing one option if they make it in a thinner section so that when we lower the lids, we can provide, that will also help provide additional cover over them to ensure that the grass will grow and not burn out in the summer with when there's lower moisture level. So Keller and the subcontractor are proceeding to identify solutions without KCI in order to get this moving forward. So I do appreciate that effort to move forward, even though they haven't been given the support they need from their design team. Mr. Brayman and myself were with them and offered whatever support we can to help answer any questions or design issues that may arise to try to help move that along. Also, while a little bit of a side note, but I did want to mention, though, one of the other general topics that come up to update the council about is regarding the lighting. So I do wanted to pass on that Keller was able to identify a shield for the larger lights and have ordered them. We don't have a delivery date yet, but that is moving. So I wanted you to be aware of that movement. The other factors relating to the lighting are still in process of determining those, but I did want to pass on that little bit of positive news there.
Yeah, so just an update on that, Robin. I actually picked them up this evening. They're in my truck, and I intend to bring them down on Monday.
Great.
Okay, and I will add that we have, Mr. Galloway and I have asked our county council member to push DPI on the grass inspection up at the top in order that we may one day, before the sun burns out, get rid of the orange plastic fence.
So
go ahead.
I can actually give an update regarding that as well. The DPI and sediment control inspector actually visited the site today while we were still on site. So we actually walked it with him. There has been grass growth along the driveway up to the top of the hill, sufficient enough that he okayed the removal of the silt fence and even potentially the orange fence as well. But he did note that it was not to the level to satisfy what is termed final stabilization within the county. But the removal of the fence would allow Keller easier access to maintain and to reach that final stabilization level. But there are areas at the top of the hill that does need significant grass growth. It's at that the walkway that was created for Cheverly Day in the fall. So when that area is going to be stabilized, we would recommend that area have orange fence placed around it just to keep foot traffic off it, to allow the grass to grow and stabilize that area. But at least it'd be a smaller area. So that was the inspector's determination today, and he did send out a report to that effect to Keller.
So yes, we received that report. Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, so you can take down most of the fence when?
I think it's some.
Some, okay. A subset when, though?
Robin or Patrick?
Yeah, so we received the report today, and we had a couple of questions. I believe Mr. Ron Proctor answered those questions. So tomorrow we intend to reach out to our landscape contractor and try to get on their schedule so that we can get the silt fence removed. I did ask the question, and I'm not sure it was fully answered, was, can all of the silt fence be removed? And I'm still waiting on that answer. But I mean, it tends to lead me to believe that we can remove all of the silt fence. There's nothing on there about the orange fence, but we would definitely need to place the orange fence in the area that we will have to place topsoil and reseed the walkway area.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Brayman, sorry.
Well, if I may, we've been asking for an aggressive grass planting. I believe Monday there was grass seed just thrown, broadcasted out, but it hasn't rained, nothing's been added to it. So we've been suggesting topsoil compost. Additionally, too, there's going to be some more digging up at top. When they installed the water line and or the sewer line, a piece of PVC pipe was put into a piece of existing lateral that was broken, and that's been identified. So that's going to have to be dug up and repaired by statewide subcontractor Keller.
Yep.
So I believe I'm going to be suggesting some additional QC things that we do as we go to accept this.
Okay. It's 170 days to Cheverly Day. Or if it's just so everyone's keeping track. Is there any public input on this item? Because I don't think I should have any more. I mean,
Sean McGuire, Ward 2. I was going to ask, the town borrowed for 30 years, I think about 26 years, something called unrestricted accounts. I think there are about 2 of them, and one of them is the non-restricted. The town is using any reserves, money, the deficit from that. Hopefully, the Keller project and subcontractors are not going to come back, oh, we need more money. And so, is this going to stress the unrestricted accounts? This is more of a question to the town, not the non-restricted. That money was reserved for that, the 30-year and the Keller project, this building and utilities and all. And I guess I guess you got to keep the forward momentum and keep Keller do their job. You're paid to do what? Send your houses, your butts, or finish the job. But thank you for your time. All right, Council and all.
Thank you for that. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ward. We will see you. Go ahead.
Sorry. Layla Riazi, Ward 1. There are a few things here that I've been up here before and I've asked questions, and one of my frustrations is I don't get answers. And I understand that you can't answer here, but I do expect to see answers at a next update. I do appreciate that there is now a shield for some of the lights, the update that there's work being done on some of the lights. There's a piece of information that came forward here that may reflect my ignorance, but my ignorance isn't from not trying to find out what's going on. I think the public needs to see the picture laid out of what's remaining. When we're talking about the grading issues, and we're talking about the issues that we know will be a constant thorn in our side when we use these spaces, we need to see what are we dealing with, what's involved, what are the proposals, and what's the backing for the proposals, and not under the overall warranty. For something like that, I want to see something that is at least 3 to 5 years out, because it's just not reasonable a year and a half out to have this fail. And we constantly face drainage issues throughout our community. We do not need this to be another perpetual drainage issue that affects those who are using the fields and using the track. So that's one of my requests. I want to know what's happening. I want to know what the plan is. I want to know what the plan's drawn from. I want to know the things that are going to make something work, or the things that are looked at as potential failure points. I think the public deserves to hear some of that thought process, considering what the public faces day in and day out with different areas that have drainage concerns. The other thing that I heard mentioned that I just don't know enough about, and I'd like to know more, is the idea of the solar equipment. I want to know, what does that mean? What is that referencing? I mean, it would have been ideal to have had a solar roof, and there was some money available, $50,000, to try to bring that in operation, but it was judged that this building wasn't able to support that. So I'd like to understand more, and I think the public would love to know more. What are we talking about when we're saying solar equipment? What's involved? How small scale, large scale? It's something to brag about if it exists, and just would like to know. The other thing that I think is very important is to understand more. When you're talking up there, and I don't know if you have in your packets things that we don't see in the public, but to understand why in the world has the design bay work taken this long to now be something that is a problem. So just to understand that, and to understand what is the problem and what pressure needs to be applied maybe at the county level if something needs expedited. And I'm going to close by, oh my goodness, we have perpetually lived with fencing. We need to get the grass planted, and later we need to figure out, because grass is never going to hold in that area perfectly, and we need to recognize that. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. And Mr. Ward, I hope you were cataloging some of those concerns so that you and Mr. Fry can address them in 2 weeks' time, when again this topic will be on the agenda.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, council, we have 26 minutes left, and we are on to item 14. Budget amendment. Mr. Galloway, would you like to brief this one?
Dear Mayor and Council, this is just a budget amendment for a project charge. The request is to increase line item 510.135 for the capital outlay at 110,000, and to increase it again for 50,000. So to increase it for the total amount of $160,000. This is for the basketball court and the gym service. So, Mayor and Council, if you can, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So, this would take the deficit for FY26 past 500, correct? Likely?
It would be money coming in. This is the money going out. And this is to make sure that we don't have an additional deficit.
This is an additional 160 of spending. Are you saying there's a new revenue source that would cover it?
This is grant funds.
Okay. And I see. So if we don't spend the money, we wouldn't get the money.
Yes, pretty much.
I got you.
Yeah.
So it's budget neutral for Cheverly.
Absolutely.
So it leaves us still at roughly 500 at the same deficit. 400. I'm sorry. Did I say 5? Yeah, I meant ballpark 400. John, you had your hand up.
I thought we had already done this. I thought we had already asked for this.
No.
And secondarily, so we've obviously already done the floors. And so obviously they're going to redo the logo, and so, right, and they'll redo the lines and all of that. So at no additional cost.
Correct. What they're going to be doing is the 3-point lines and the half court logo. They're going to be flipping the logo around. Yes.
And that work will be done this summer after basketball season?
No, that's going to begin on April the 20th.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
They're not filling in the key.
Yes, they will be filling in the key.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
What's the timeline for it? Approximately.
I think it'll take them a weekend, right?
I have it closed from April the 20th until May 1st.
Oh,
okay.
10 days. Councilmember Fry.
And they're gonna do like the little kids 3-point line too, marker? Yeah, okay, and then does that also mean
I don't
that
recall a little kid's 3-point line.
there's a little kids, like the younger kids have a different 3-point line marker? Like where they, or not the 3-point, the free throw.
Free throw.
Sorry, free throw. And then does
Yes.
that mean that the youth, the basketball things, basketball evenings, Tuesday and Thursday, they're not gonna be able to, open gym, thank you. During that time, we won't have open gym.
Correct. During that time, the gym will be
Okay,
closed to the public.
okay, thank you.
Okay, is there any public input on the $160,000 project charge?
Leila Riazi, Ward 1. I just really would have liked to have known more about what this is, and I'm very happy to hear it's grant funds, because at first I was in the same place of what the mayor was saying, so how much are we increasing the debt here for this year? So I really would like for it to be, for there to be a formal meeting with the Boys and Girls Club about what is needed in that space, so that it's not by basically people coming up with things along the way, but a sit down, go through, so that this serves all the needs. Similarly, I'd like to understand what's going on with the bleachers, if that's what this is. If I understand that, for the gym bleachers, what's envisioned for the gym bleachers. I'm assuming that the idea that the current bleachers aren't meeting the need, to understand better about that. So just more of an explanation of what's happening to our gym, because there are multiple elements of community that use that space in multiple ways. And in that same space, just because there was a lot that happened that impacted CPRC with how that space has been redone. So I would just like to understand, because there's still, at least the last time I was there's a sign that strollers can't be on that space. So it's a question of whether or not kids' trikes could be on that space, things like that. Just to have, as I say, once again, and I really hope people listen to this, an actual formal sit down with all the parties that use that space, that may have requests about the gym floor, how it's lined, how it's done, and the bleacher space, the areas incorporated with all of that. And then if we could also make a point to see if there is a next use for the bleachers, either within the town, or if there's another organization, another municipality, or a nonprofit organization that can use that, because we actually obtained those bleachers as a donation, and they worked for the town for many years. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Not seeing, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mayor and Council, I'm asking if you all can make a motion approving the budget amendment.
Yes. Is there a motion from the council to approve the budget amendment for $160,000 for these two items within 510135?
I'll move to approve the budget amendment to repair the gym floor and repair the bleachers. Second.
The motion has been made by Councilmember LeGlowick and seconded by Councilmember Garces. Is there any discussion in the council? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Did you have a debate? Question?
Nothing to debate, it's not a grant. I just want to clarify, it's not a grant, it's a project charge.
Right.
Those are not the same thing.
All right, backing up then. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 6-0. The budget is amended for these project charges. That takes us to the town administrator's report.
Mayor and Council, I'll be brief with you this evening. Just hitting a few targets on my report that you all have in front of you as it relates to the Cheverly station cameras. Sent out an email today and received a response from the management team indicating that Attorney Deloach and I will be working with them on creating some type of MOU for our Cheverly Police Department to have access to the cameras. It was about 2 or 3 weeks ago when there was an incident that happened at Cheverly Station, and we requested to view the cameras, and we had to get a subpoena to view. So not only does this Okay. So that's where we are. Attorney Deloach and I will be working with Cheverly Station to finalize that. Mayor and Council, at the last meeting, we spoke about the matters that happened on 58th Place. So the 58th Place walk will be scheduled during the week of April the 20th. All stakeholders will be notified upon confirming the availability of the chief and the public works director and their designees. So that walk is scheduled to happen during that week. Mayor and Council, I will be putting out an RFP for a new payroll provider and a new technology provider. I think it's just at a point to where want to see what's out there. Do think that as far as some of the services that we're receiving on both ends, our expectations are a little higher now, considering what we've either experienced in previous places of employment or some of the things that continue to happen that shouldn't be acceptable. So I'm just going to leave that there. I hope to have one of these RFPs, more specifically the payroll provider, completed by June so that we can implement it on July 1. So that's where we are with that matter. Any questions as it relates to anything that I've said thus far?
Councilmember Garces. Mr. Gallo, I just want to thank you for circling back around with that. Circling back with that request regarding the MOU between the police department and Cheverly Station. Even myself, I was surprised that they would even say something like that to you guys, obtain a subpoena, right? But I think my concern is that knowing them, they're going to release to the residents some type of, email saying, hey, we're in partnership with the police department, A, B, and C. Is that would that become like a major thing? Like, would that affect anything with you guys obtaining footage?
If we have an MOU with them where it's structured, then no, we should be okay with being able to obtain it. But right now, we'll have to go through the extra process because they're not granting us the access to view the footage. If there's a major crime there and, we could get access to it, that's going to help our department as far as solving that crime faster. However, if something is happening and we got a call or we got to get a subpoena, that's just too many countless hours that are going to be taken away from that process that we can solve the crime. So, I'm glad that they responded today. So we're going to continue to be in communication with them on this matter moving forward. As it relates to the Trent Street trees, Councilmember Tansey, do you want to give an update on that?
Sure, though. I think it's what's going to be in your report. But the Trent Street trees were planted a little earlier than expected. We sent out the plan expecting it to still be another couple weeks, but they were able to plant them that week. Fortunately, the response we got was almost 100% positive. People were looking forward to them, and they are now installed. It is on, for people who don't know, the end of Trent Street can't really be built on because of the water levels. These trees were selected because they're good in moist areas, so they can help maintain some of the proper moisture level we want in that soil, and obviously provide shade and other things like that.
Your mic's not on.
I kicked it to Councilmember Tansey so that I can wish him a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Councilmember Tansey. And I also have to acknowledge Miss Tanya Jones, whose birthday is also today, and we wish her a happy birthday. Mayor and Council, that concludes my report. If you have any questions for me, please let me know.
Any questions for the Town Administrator Council? Mr. LeGloahec.
I thought we could recognize the town administrator for his recognition by legit.
By ICMA, you mean?
Or, yeah, with the announcement.
Yes, his certification as an ICMA manager.
Our town administrator rocks.
Thank you.
Excellent.
He's all right. He's all right.
I have two items. Number one, you and I need to fix a plaque in Boyd Park, Mr. Galloway.
Yes, sir.
And then I would like to ask you to contact Park and Planning about the toilet at Euclid Street. It is non-existent and needs to exist shortly. Normally it's out by around April 1st, but it's not there yet.
Okay.
So I would appreciate you on that. Anything further, Mr. Tansey?
Just so everyone knows, my age in binary is 101010.
Wow.
The man is a math teacher.
I've never been more excited to turn to the Public Works report.
Well, thank you for that, Mr. Mayor. And we're going to tag team here. I'm going to turn to Ms. Prom to give us an update on a program that she spearheads, the compost program.
Okay. Thank you, Director Bremen. Good evening, Mayor and Council, town residents. Just wanted to give you an update on the compost program. The compost crew will be taking over all communications regarding the cooperative program, including new signups for interest. The town website will be updated to hyperlink to their sign-up page within the next 5 business days. Residents who had previously shown interest in the program and were placed on the wait list, we just ask that you please be on the lookout for an update email from Compost Crew. They'll be looking for feedback on if you're still interested in the program, and then they'll provide next steps for what you can be expecting as we continue to reach our 91 minimum. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
And that's the food compost program, in case somebody was curious. And we're going to be coming up with a budget number to be presenting to you next week as well. Summer trash schedule, we're actually going to start earlier. So we're going to be picking up at 7 o'clock. So our guys are going to be starting a little bit, our trash crews are going to be starting a little bit before 7. The code has, it requires trash to be out by 7, so it doesn't affect the residents, but it's the Beat the Heat campaign. So we're planning on, given the way that the spring has been, we go from Snowcrete to 85 degrees in 2 weeks, but we're going to be out there trying to keep our crews safe ahead of the heat. And then I'm going to turn to Mr. Cardenas on some paving.
So VMP will be performing townwide concrete, asphalt, milling, and overlay. I would like to inform that we are going to start work. We are going to work on the performing asphalt, milling, overlay on the concrete work in the 2500 block of Wayne Place and the 2800, 3100 blocks of 63rd Avenue. Work in the 2500 block of Wayne Place is scheduled to begin on Monday, April 13th, and continue through Friday, April 17th. working the 2800 and 3100 blocks of 63rd Avenue will take place from April 15 through May 8th, and inclement weather may extend these dates.
So thank you, Mr. Cardenas. So we are hitting that area of Wayne Place that has been deteriorating, and so we're going to be able to address that. 63rd Avenue, we're going to be rebuilding it. So that's going to include curb and gutter. We are going to be doing some additional streets as the summer progresses. We're working hand in hand with WSSC because they're going to be coming in June and doing a lot of overlay. And then just to tag team or to add on to Mr. Galloway's report about the safety walk, we did have a meeting with Pepco about 58th Place in the Newton intersection, and so we're going to have a lot of ideas out there about how to improve lighting in the area as well. So if there's any questions from any three of us.
Vice Mayor.
Regarding the 63rd paving, I just want to remind everyone that the parking situation when they were doing the WSSC work there was really bad because there's not a lot of parking, and a lot of the residents have a hard time because they have to park far away if they can't park on 63rd. So just to try to be mindful and organize the work in such a way that we're not burdening some of the elderly folks who live there in terms of parking.
We'll certainly do our best. VMP's been able to work with us, but it will be a disruption. So
Yeah,
we're going to do our best to balance that.
Great.
Because we're going to come in and do the curbs, and they'll be coming back and doing the asphalt. But thank you for the reminder on that.
Councilmember Wade.
Just two quick questions. Thank you for the report. What ideas do you have in place for the 58th? And then also Lockwood, there was a sinkhole, and we talked about the incident. I guess WSSC came out, they put dirt inside of it, but the concern is that they've been having several problems with sinkholes over there. What's the long term regarding that? That's going to be done.
Well, your first one's easier to address. So if you go out on 58th in the daytime and you look up, you might see a 70 underneath or a 100 underneath. That means it's a 70-watt light bulb or a 100-watt light bulb, so we might be able to increase that to 100 to 150 or 250. Some of the arms are only 3 feet long, so we might be able to get a 12-foot long arm in there. So it's a balancing act. So I think several on 58th, we might be recommending 250 watts, and then upping to about 150 watts, some of the ones on Newton. So that's some examples, and there's various arms. The cost is going to be more than just one light, but we'll work that out as we approach it. WSSC and the sinkholes, I'm hoping that our pushing and patience and coming through with Task Order 201 and the settlement of with compaction reports leads to this, but it's still pulling teeth sometimes to get something sinking near utilities to be declared as tied to those utilities. And so that one on Lockwood, there was a sewer and a water line right there, and still we were getting pushback saying, that's not us because there's no water leak. I actually think it comes back to historically, for decades, if not the entirety of the life of the commission, they have not been doing their due diligence on compaction reports. And so we are seeing what happens, whether it's 1 year, 10 years, 25 years, or 50 years later, you can get sinkage. So that's an ongoing thing. I don't have a solution to that, but I think we've positioned Cheverly to be on the forefront of sinking in utilities is not acceptable.
Okay.
But we're going to need some more perseverance.
Okay. So there's no timeline on that, or?
We're continuing to try to follow up with that. But right now, hopefully the area, we put a board over it, the area is at least temporarily safe. There's some other areas as well, but we don't have a direct answer to that yet.
Thank you, sir.
Councilmember Garces.
Mr. Bremen, I don't think I've ever thanked Public Works for coming through at Cheverly Station Apartments and cleaning up when Ross Management failed to plow the parking lot and sidewalks for our residents at Ward 5 and 6. So I want to really honestly thank you from the bottom of my heart for and not only you, but also the rest of the Public Works guys that were out there just doing their thing. And a lot of my residents have been we're very happy knowing that you guys were out there, supporting them. And which leads to my next thing. Is there any way that maybe Mr. Galloway, we can enter, like, since we're doing like MOUs with them right now, is there anything that we could develop like a contract with Ross Management in case they do fail to I guess plow during like emergency weather? Somehow, we could do it, but at a cost, or we won't spend our resources like just like that. I mean, even though it is for our residents, but something that will hold them accountable for.
Almost like when we cut people's grass and then build them. I know it's more complicated, but do you want to take that back, or do you want to comment?
Yeah, I'm going to take it back. I will say, of course, this year we did, offer some assistance just because of the was. And because people didn't get filed to like day 2 and 3, they can't get. How about now? Okay.
All right, I think he's going to take that back and get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at 10:29. Shall we extend the meeting for 10 minutes? No? Okay. Then I think we're done. Is there a motion to adjourn? Well, we need a motion to do something. Are you adjourning, or are you, what is your pleasure? Who would like to be recognized?
I would like to motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion by Councilmember Garces to adjourn and seconded by the Vice Mayor. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to extend it 5 more minutes, just so.
All right.
No, right now, the motion is made in the second, right?
Yes, sir. So I think the town administrator is speaking against the motion in the debate.
I'll withdraw my motion and set a motion to 5 minutes on the dot.
10:35.
Second. All right. There's a motion by Councilmember Garces, seconded by Councilmember Tansey, to extend the meeting by 5 minutes. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 6-0. Are we concluded now with the Public Works report? Okay. So that takes us to item 18, which is the agenda review. We have, basically we're meeting every Thursday, and that your next Thursday off council is the 30th of April. Next week, we have a budget meeting at 6:30 where we will cover public works, general government, and revenue. Are we meeting at 6:30, correct? And then our work session is on the 23rd. We have potentially a discussion of the election charter amendment. We will need a draft of that. We will need to see that before it goes in the packet. There was, Course Keller, the Prologis, $10,000. I wrote down Green Forever. CIP sign. What did I mean by that? Oh, we were perhaps going to just have a work session discussion about the fourth ward, 64th Avenue sign regarding its inclusion in the 27 CIP. I wrote down GIC. Is that on for the 23rd?
We have something very close to a final draft. I'm sending it to the GIC work group the next couple of days and then out to our GIC partners. The hope is that I think certainly by the end of next week, I think we could have what we're submitting with any comments to the mayor and council. So you can do with that what you will.
Okay. The next item is town use. That is the draft policy on elected official supported events. No? On or off for the 23rd?
Unless there's like some
advancement, progress. Mhm. All right, I'm going to keep it on the agenda. We can always take it off if we haven't made enough progress. And then I have 5701 naming. Is there anything else for the work session agenda?
Yes, there is.
Number 9 is
The CDBG, I actually need a vote. Okay, all right, so we can present it, it's for the CDBG vendor, and then vote at the following town hall.
all right, CDBG. That's 9 items. Anything else? I don't believe we have any budget to discuss on the 23rd. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then
Be virtual on the 16th?
we can certainly be virtual on the 16th if you would like. Would you like to be fully virtual, council? Okay. Does that help? Good. Okay. And then May 14th, we have to introduce the budget at the town meeting.
Yes.
And then we have a charter amendment at third reading.
Correct.
Any other upcoming agenda items, council? Okay, hearing none. That takes us to council member announcements. Please keep your comments to 30 seconds and let's start. What? Yeah, okay, keep your comments to 10 seconds. Tansy.
We are having a Ward 4 Civic Association Day on April 25th from noon to 2 in Boyd Park. So please come out, check out the lovely park, and learn about the history of the old Ward 4 and the Ward 4 Civic Association.
LeGloahec.
I'm good.
Wade.
Recognition program for Ward 1 residents. Get your nominations in. And since we are moving forward, the fourth annual Ward 1 Day will be July 18th, noon to 3 p.m. Come out.
My only item is that I have mayor's hours on April 13th at 7 o'clock on Zoom with ASL and in person, likely back at Town Hall. Reiner. Fry?
No.
Mr. Garces.
War Walk at Cheverly Station Apartments, April 24th at 5.
April 24th at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Thank you. I would love.
Also want to set a motion.
Go ahead.
Second.
It's been motioned by Councilmember Garces to adjourn and seconded by the Vice Mayor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes 6-0. Have a great night.
Just let me know.